Energy, climate change, and American national security, a military perspective.
Do you really want a $700 billion transfer of wealth in 1 year of the American economy to several countries in the Middle East, based on the fact that we are so dependent upon oil?
It's not news that America's dependence on foreign oil is a key threat to our national security. American military specialists are sounding the alarm about national security's link to other issues, including climate change.
I learned firsthand from the ground level of the global war on terror that national security often means cybersecurity, it means energy security, it means homeland security, and more we're finding out just how much it means environmental security.
John Warner served as Secretary of the Navy, then Chairman of the Senate Armed Services Committee after military service in World War II and Korea.
Climate change affects the sons and the daughters who are currently stepping up to wear the uniform of our country, who may be called upon in the future to perform missions, which missions are a consequence of an erratic climate change or a shortage of energy or a variety of both together.
The security threat from climate change is twofold: humanitarian disasters and increased instability. Violent changes to global weather systems have devastating human consequences. Increasing droughts and flooding, along with rising sea levels, can damage human health and contribute to refugee crises.
It's a natural part of American foreign policy to help people who need it. And as long as that's true, and as long as climate change continues to get worse, it's just going to make that job that much harder for my brothers and sisters still in uniform.
In addition to more humanitarian crises, military analysts see increased political instability leading to more conflict, more fundamentalism, and increased terrorism.
It's like taking every hornet's nest we already have around the world and shaking it up.
Threat multiplier is one that's commonly used in military planning. And clearly, climate change or extraordinary shortages of energy or water can exacerbate a situation.
As the tensions increase because of the adverse effects of climate change, traditional fault lines are going to increase, and we've got to be ready for the consequences. We've got to try to prevent where we can those consequences from taking place.
A recent study by retired military leaders concluded the combination of our lack of energy independence and climate change will pose an unacceptably high threat level unless we act.
And one of the findings that we felt was important was to treat those three issues interdependently.
If we don't take action now, every day, every year that goes by, the options for dealing with the effects of climate change and the effects of energy security become much more expensive. In fact, some of the options completely go away over the next 10 to 20 years if we don't start taking some prudent actions now.
Today, the military puts more focus on planning for the consequences of climate change and fights the problem with energy conservation and a shift to renewable fuel sources.
The department is the largest user of energy, and now they've taken a number of steps to conserve.
If the United States Navy can successfully deploy smart grid, we can do it in Indianapolis, we can do it in Chicago, we can do it in Provo, Utah. You can pay me now, or you can pay a whole lot later. And by pay a whole lot later, it's not just about dollars, it's really about American lives.
Americans need to make that connection that we can be patriotic in not just our spirit and our talk, but in our actions, by recognizing that we can be a better country, we can better support our troops by becoming more energy efficient, more sustainable, by using other forms of energy. It has to be something that all Americans feel a part of.
To learn more and find out what you can do, visit pewclimatesecurity.org. Visit today and help America stand up to this gathering threat.